All right, guys, I'm going to use this as a learning tool for everybody because this issue is a reoccurring issue for all dog trainers nationwide, worldwide. It's one of those things. So let's talk about it. We have a young beagle that's back for a follow-up. The dog came through training. The dog was rocked training, did amazing, did phenomenal, especially for the fact that it's a very high drive beagle. After the dog went home, the owners have some issues as far as really communication issues, right? The dog's now pulling, lunging, snapping, challenging, not walking, refusing to heel, doing all this stuff. Why is that? Why does a dog go through professional training and then goes home and it falls apart? Let's talk about it. Guys, the reality is this, right? Have you ever went to get your car serviced at the mechanic and then somebody changed the oil and then literally 5 weeks later the check engine light comes on? Is it the mechanic's fault? Is it the car manufacturer's fault? Is it the guy that sold you the dog's fault? You don't even think like that. You just go back to the mechanic and get it fixed, right? Think about this. When it comes to dog training, one thing to always remember, right? Especially at Ridgeside K9. For all dog training, nationwide, worldwide, whatever, your trainer, 99.999%, did not breed your dog, select your dog, groom your dog, raise your dog, help to the acquisition of the animal, none of that. Ridgeside K9 did not raise a dog, influence the dog, live with the dog, none of that. The issues you have prior to dog training were created by you, by your environment, by your house, by your lack of knowledge. Whether that's unknowingly, unwittingly, doesn't matter. You created in your environment certain issues, right? That's why you seek out professional training. When it comes to those issues, your house is the root cause of the issue. So if your dog goes away to training, works phenomenal for the trainer, phenomenal in the environment, is not reactive, not aggressive, not lunging, not barking, healing beautifully, and then comes back home and it all falls apart when the turnover was good, you have to ask yourself, guys, are you holding yourself accountable? Don't worry about the dog anymore. Are you holding yourself accountable? Why is that critical? If you're not willing to change your lifestyle, your home life, how you're communicating the dog, how you're rewarding the dog, how you're disciplining the dog, what levels we're holding the dog accountable to. Are we being realistic in the dog versus behavioral expectations? For example, I don't want my beagle to smell. That's not what this owner said, but I don't want my beagle to sniff everywhere. Good luck. I don't want my husky to be energetic. Good luck. I don't want my pit bull to never, my pit bull cannot be aggressive to other animals. Good luck. My Malinois likes to bite people. Wow, right? You have to remember the breed. It is critical in your expectations of performance. Now, let's go back. If your dog trainer did not purchase a dog, select a dog, breed the dog, raise a dog, live with the dog, hold the dog accountable, did not create the issues you sought out for help with, why is it the dog trainer's fault when you get the dog back and the old behaviors come right back? The behaviors are based on you. The behaviors are based on your house, your kids, your hours, your schedule, your engagement, you. So when you come to professional training, guys, it's critical. I don't care if you go through Ridgeside K9, I don't care if you go through any other training company. When you get the dog back, you have to change everything. Everything you did caused the original problems. Everything you did caused your need for professional training. You have to change. If you're not willing to change, no professional dog training in the world will help you. Your dog will revert back immediately to the old behavior. All behaviors are odor associated, period, okay? When your dog comes home, smells the old odor, smells you, your odor, your home's odor are direct association to established behavior your dog had before training ever started. So if you don't change, there's no help. Guys, that's it. We're always here to help, man. We support you for the life of the dog. We back up our training, we always do, but we'll always remind you, and that's not the case in this case, but it's just something to always think about. You've got to be willing to change. You've got to be willing to hold your dog accountable. You've got to be willing to create structure, balance, routine, consistency. If you're not, if you don't, then it is all for nothing. That's the truth, right? Training is every day. Training is the second you wake up in the morning, your dog is learning. The second you wake up in the day, your dog is observing. Everything you do, you have to hold your dog accountable. If, though, you make the changes, if you actually kind of drink the Kool-Aid for what's going on, if you can change how you're living with, dealing with, communicating with, if you can change all that, you'll be successful. But it does require change. All right, guys, really good example. This little beagle right here is back for a follow-up. Beagle went through training, communication issues. It just comes down as simple as that, little communication issues here and there. Dog's back for a quick follow-up. When it checked in literally a day or so ago, we're told the dog is unwalkable, won't heel, lunges, pulls, out of control, challenges everybody, super aggressive. It's a beagle, right? So anyway, we got him back on track within about 3 reps, but you'll see him healing here in a second amongst a bunch of strangers, a bunch of strange dogs. There's more dogs coming out under total control. And then we're gonna talk about why that is, what happens. Why is it that a dog goes from training to being perfect, the dog goes home and they revert right back? Why does that happen? How does it happen? We're gonna talk about it. All right, guys, so here we go, man. Short little training group. We got myself, we got 4 trainers, we got 4 different dogs, different personalities. And you have dogs that are brothers and sisters, dogs that are highly distracted. Little beagle, again, if you can get a beagle to heel good, it does take some communication, right? The dog has to understand what's going on, but it is possible. So do we have a lot of environmental distraction right now? No. But are we in public? Obviously, 100%, right? So a lot of different odors, different dogs, different people. And this is our second rep, right? The dog did good around other dogs. So what we're doing right now is mixing the dogs up. Why do we do that? We do it because some dogs trigger other dogs and some dogs don't, and that's the truth. Sometimes you'll have people that'll tell you things like, my dog only reacts to certain dogs. My dog only, some of that is hogwash, but there is a little bit of truth to it. So when we're trying to trigger aggression on this little beagle, we're basically exposing it to a ton of people, a ton of dogs, but the dog's just crushing it. I mean, he's doing fantastic. This area right here, guys, looks simple, but it's actually a huge distraction for a tremendous amount of dogs. Tons of odor right here, typically a lot of people. Moving electric doors, which can throw off a lot of house pets, change of surface, huge change of temperature, and then a lot of banging and clanging when we come in here. So we use this for a lot of deconditioning, neutrality, stability. But it works out good right here if you can come in because, again, the dogs are going to be exposed to people, shopping. It's actually dead right now, which is very random. Normally there's people that are just nonstop in and out of the shopping center. So a really good distraction. No, you're okay, sir. We're doing it all on purpose. Appreciate you. Normally it's a much more people-intensive lobby. So you get a lot more distractions and environmental stimulus for the dog. And as we see right here, these 3 are just flat out crushing it, doing phenomenal. Even our little aggressive beagle who's just looking for food, that's what we want to see. Doing a great job, doing really good. And this is important, guys, right? It is, you have to hold a dog accountable, but you also have to pay the dog. So if we're only doing corrections and we're not doing paychecks, of course we're gonna have problems. So it's critical, balance, right? Correct what you need to correct, reward, reinforce what you need to reward and reinforce. Look at this little beagle, just a crushing it. Switched up the order. Again, with a little beagle, guys, we can only ask so much, right? He's gonna smell, he's gonna look around. We got a beagle, we got a bird dog, we got a shepherd who's reactive. Very nice.